Mississippi for about a little over 30 years now. We've always had a dairy since we think we were children back then. And we've always done hay, and we were introduced to SumaGrow about 3 years ago. Used it in the garden, couldn't believe how well everything worked, so we started using it in the hayfield. Everything just seemed to work so much better when we used the SumaGrow. We had an opportunity through NRCS to get a high tunnel. We've had it about 1.5 years now, and the first thought we had was SumaGrow, because it had to be an organic high tunnel. So the first thing we did was get it built, treated it with SumaGrow, and decided to put tomatoes in it. This was our growth at 2 weeks. The ones on the right, the ones on the left we had planted that day. We used a proportioner to put the SumaGrow through an irrigation system. We irrigate from a farm pond. We draw the water out of that, use the proportioner to put the SumaGrow in there, and run it through the drip lines with the tomatoes. This is at 4 weeks. This is at 6 weeks. That's my husband over there. See how tall it's growing. This is about 8 weeks. And this is about 10 weeks. And this is about a couple of weeks after that. We had a really big day. We picked 1,000 pounds of tomatoes in one day. Out of that, it was a 30 by 96 high tunnel. So we have been able to take our tomatoes to farmers markets now. So we've really, like he said, diversified our operation. The one thing that we have learned is the SumaGrow is super easy to use. We'll put out about 2 ounces in a 5-gallon bucket about every 3 weeks, and very little insect problem. The tomato plants are never rained on. They're never exposed to any kind of external weather except what we give them. And the tomatoes were beautiful, and I can only brag on how well it has worked. And using the SumaGrow, I had everybody that bought tomatoes from me this past summer came back and bought again because they said it was the best tomatoes they had ever eaten. And I've got several grandchildren now, and if you want a testimonial, you ought to see a 1-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 6-year-old walk out there and eat tomatoes off the vine. You know, because most little kids won't even touch a tomato. And I've even, we'll do like lettuce and broccoli and all kind of peas and things like that. And the other day we walked out there and I said we were grazing because they were eating lettuce and broccoli, and I've got tomatoes right now. And we were just all out there eating. So, if you can pass a kid taste test, anybody will love it. But the SumaGrow people have been wonderful to us. They've given us a lot of help. We feel like salt, they say, is a big problem in high tunnels, salt buildup. But we're not having any of that because we're just using the SumaGrow. And I feel like we're going to have a lot of positive results from that over the years. And because since it's a contained system, we don't move ours. It'll stay in one spot. And when we clean out, I'll come back in and I'll get sprinklers and treat the whole high tunnel with my SumaGrow, and get it. To me, it's a way of treating it and getting the soil back to where it needs to be at to get ready for the next crop. So we plant approximately, our goal is February 15th to March the 1st, and we'll have our tomatoes by the end of May and all throughout June and July. And with, weather willing, try to keep them going on past that. We had a very hot summer this year. And, it was 100 degrees for the whole month of June, but we had great tomatoes, even with I think the SumaGrow helped us with that a lot, because nobody else had tomatoes this year in our area. So that's really all I have.
Great.